Brother Tapelo.
Yes.
Okay, can Brother Tapelo lead the bow, please?
Okay.
First bow. Second bow. Third bow.
Okay, and I'll start playing the video first.
是嘛？爱有信念，爱有坚持，爱会当真正体悟着人生无常的道理。咱人啊，有时阵感觉着充满了希望的人生，但是瞬息之间啊，环境千变啊，在行与不行，只不过呢是干那一线之间。这伫佛经的内底，若是共款有安尼一段的故事。有一个真幸福的家庭，一对的夫妻，两个囝。太太呢怀孕，差不多是伫咧顺月咯，因有一个风俗，生囝必定爱转去外家，所以用牛拖车，一家伙死的啦，欢欢喜喜转去外家。在这个第三天，就找一个树骹，准备食中昼。牛呢，互伊去找水，互伊去找草啊。忽然间啊，牛当吟一声，就倒落去啦。先生就赶紧啊走去，看到一尾蛇甜伫牛的骹里，伊就举一支棍啊，要来讲蛇。蛇翻一个身，将这个先生安真紧就给困起来，就困来甲暗棍啊倒落去。太太看到先生气断啊，非常的痛苦。为着囡仔，还是爱搁再继续行。天暗啊，因就甲两个囡仔摸伫迄个身躯里，鼻涕痛哭。一直到甲天将黎明啊，提起精神来，一只手牵一个行，继续行。一直行到前面啊，一条河，伊看到气势浅浅啊，牵着两个手往这撩过去。行到迄个河中的时，河床啊，忽然间低落去，迄个水遐尼真臭。两个囝就是安尼去互水流去。 天旋地转。等到伊精神起来时，家己摸摸家己的身躯，囡仔无啦，伊万念俱灰，就安尼发光起来啦。大家人知影，这个查某人就是住伫这个庄头里，伊的厝啊，嘛已经拢无人，无有人有法度通帮助伊。迄当初，佛一地主出来吐蕃，听到庄头的人议论纷纷啊，感觉讲这个查某人实在真可怜，但是伊赤身裸体啊，要安怎去接近伊呢？还是真无奈。这查某人看到出家人不由自己啊，对人直直行，已经到静下的外面。佛陀呢，就甲比丘讲：“恁赶紧去摕一领毯仔来，甲这个查某人的身躯包起来。”这个查某人忽然间啊，悲声痛哭，哭甲真久。等到伊，搁再打起头来时，迄个精神啊，嘛已经稳定了。就向佛陀讲：“佛啊，是安怎忽然间呢，当着遮尔正大的打击呢？”佛陀呢，听听咧，是啊，人生就是伫迄个无常瞬息之间，好亲像水中的泡沫同款，随时都会破灭啦，就是这样讲。佛陀呢，就为这个查某人说法。这个查某人，伊的心呢，也慢慢平静落来。所以伫迄个中间，伊体悟啦，这是佛世时代一种无常苦难的人生，嘛是安尼伫咧发生啊。咱现在嘛是同款的。会记得我伫病房，咱的志工当着我，就咧甲我讲这个个案。这个个案呢，本来伊嘛是一家四口啊。先生开着一台的轿车，载着某啊囝，安尼呢来花莲，就是要来参加伊的丈夫的告别式。来到迄个溪口的所在，唔知安怎，忽然间呢，这个车呢出车祸啦。那这先生甲太太拢是当场往生啦。那这两个囡仔，一个是骨断，一个是鼻破，这拢总是着重伤。送来咱的病院急救，即马这两个囡仔已经会当出院啦。咱家听听现在这个故事，甲佛陀在世迄当阵迄个故事，是毋是真正的类似呢？真共啊！因为嘛是同款快快乐乐的，一家伙4个人同款坐一台车。过去的是用牛车，现在是用轿车。你看， 牛车呢，牛是去互蛇咬死。那这轿车呢，是甲人相撞，安尼弄死去。啊，这代志也未发生的以前，敢毋是足幸福的呢？那代志呢，安尼瞬息之间发生啦，那就是不幸啊，幸与不幸啊，只是一线之隔啊。真正人生不相，每一个人都有迄个希望的远景，但是这个世间呢是千变瞬息啊。什么时阵，这个希望会破灭去，无人会知。所以咱上重要的，就要把握现在。咱应该做，想爱做，咱及时都爱去做，做落去，这就是咱真正的希望。希望毋通摆伫真长，只係敢若有一个目标就好。咱要赶紧回过头来，把握伫咱现在。所以我定来一句话讲：把握当下，行持刹那。这个刹那会好愿心念，咱要好好保持。也若无呢，破灭，或者是无常，嘛是伫迄个刹那间啊。所以咱毋免有真多的烦恼。顾好现在这念心，把握现在这个时阵，这上重要。
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about impermanence. Does anyone know what is impermanence in Buddhism? Impermanence. Have you ever heard of this word before?
Yes.
So impermanence means something that's not constantly the same, not constant. Often we always say that we do not know what will happen between now and tomorrow. So, which means we don't know if impermanence is going to arrive first or tomorrow is going to arrive first. Well, our lives allow us to wait for a certain moment to come. The answer is no. Master Cheng always says that we cannot decide, we are not in control of the length of our lives. Nobody can decide the length of lives. So how long your life is, nobody can decide. But the breadth and the depth and the width of your life can decide. We can decide if we want to live a deep and meaningful life or we just want to waste it. So can we keep waiting for tomorrow and tomorrow, perhaps another Harvard year? Can we keep waiting this way? For example, if we suddenly fall ill, we got sick, it's also impermanence, right? And if we win lottery, suddenly we won lottery, it's also impermanence, is it? So we always say the world is impermanent, so things are always changing. But do we really understand the true meaning of impermanence? Here is the definition for impermanence. It is constantly undergoing instantaneous changes. Okay, let me repeat it. It is constantly undergoing instantaneous changes. That's impermanence. So everything with the form and appearance is impermanent. That's considered time. When we talk about time, we talk about past, present, and future, right? But time passes without our awareness of it. Even if we're not aware of time's passing, the time is still passing on. So even space, the space we are in, we could think space could be permanent, but actually not. Even space is not permanent. It also forms, exists, decays, and disappears. So time and space in human world are subtly changing at all times. Everything with physical appearance is impermanent. Any object, any phenomenon are impermanent. Impermanence is not always negative. So sometimes when we see something happens randomly, we think it just happened randomly, but actually not. Actually, it happened according to the natural law of karmic cause and effect. So nothing is really happening, just happening without reason. So it's always happening due to the cause and effect of karma. But whether we determine something is good or bad luck, when something happens, do we define it as good or bad luck? It is all determined by how we face the impermanence. So our attitude towards the impermanence that happen in our life determines if that thing, that incident is good or bad luck. So when we understand impermanence is normal, we have the key to turn disasters into blessings. So all the things are covered by principles of matter. When we speak of all the materials and substance in this world, they are all governed by the principle of matters, which we call it the physics, right? Physics is the scientific way of saying it. And so all the matters and substance, they have 4 states. First is formation. Second is existence. Third is decay. Fourth is disappearance. So all the substance and all the materials in the world has this four states: formation, existence, decay, and disappearance. And even our physical body, the physical body we have, our blood and cells that we have 4 states as well. It's birth, aging, illness, and death. Birth, aging, illness, and death. So these are the 4 states of our body. And even our mind, we can also experience 4 different states. It's arising, abiding, changing, and ceasing. So these are the 4 states of mind. So it doesn't matter if it's materials in the world or our body or our minds, it all experience 4 states. So nothing is permanent. So if we realize these changes of impermanence, all things in the world are the same way, then we will come to a conclusion to what is there to take issue over, what is there to be bitter about. So there's nothing we should be bitter about or nothing we should be fuzzy about, because everything is eventually impermanent. And because of impermanence, so we say the future is an illusion, the past is a memory, because it's changing constantly. But because of everything is impermanence, so we need to hold on to the goodness that is in our heart at the present moment and take care to fulfill the duties that we have at our hand. That will be all from me, my side today. Do you guys know the TV program called Essence of Body Mind? Have you ever watched before from Thai TV?
No.
No? Okay, so this TV program, it's called Essence of Body Mind. If you Google it, you will find a lot of videos on it. It has all have English subtitles. So this is normally Master證嚴talking about Buddha's Dharma and then with some examples and with some daily life examples. So one of this episode is called Facing Impermanence. So if you Google it, you will find it, Facing Impermanence, Essence of the Body Mind. So in the video, there are a lot of examples how our Tzu Chi brothers and sisters faces the impermanence that arrived in their lives. So when they face impermanence, what were their attitudes and what was the outcome of it? How did they perceive it positively, even if it's a negative incident? Anybody would like to share about today's video or about the topic impermanence? Do you have an idea of what impermanence is now? More or less.
More.
Is it
Hello,
difficult? Hello.
I would like to share based on the video and the sharing that you have just given to us about impermanence. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay. From the video, I've learned that life doesn't always favor us. Like it is where I started learning about impermanence. That everything that has life is impermanent. Life on its own is impermanent. At some time, we will not have this life. We will lose this life. I've learned that we must make every moment count. Every chance that we something better, we must always do it, because if we keep on saying we'll do it, then life is impermanent. We might not be able to end up doing the things that we wish we could have done. You see, like the man, he was on a journey with his wife and his kids, but he couldn't get to the goal that he had set for himself. He couldn't get where he had wished to get. But on his mind, he thought he would get there. He didn't know that death will come his way through a snake. And also the mother didn't know that on the way she would lose her husband, her 2 kids, and also the child that she had gave birth to. So it shows that life is impermanent and you cannot guarantee things in life. You must always take advantage of the opportunities that you get and must always make every moment worth it. Then on the topic impermanence, I've learned that about the 3 forms that you have taught us. Form, I can give an example with form using a human being. Form is when a human being is born. And then existence is when you start living. That's when you come into life and then you do different things. Decade, that's when you start aging. That's when you're becoming old. And then disappearance, that's when life shows you impermanence, when you start to either die or lose people or lose things that are valuable to you. That's when you see that nothing is permanent. That's what I've learned and that's what I understand. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to share? This topic is a bit difficult because it's not something that we encounter it every day. Everything around us are changing every day, but we don't actually realize it as impermanence, as the fact it's impermanence. We just take it for granted that it's just happening. Only when something that really strikes our life, maybe a misfortune, then we were actually starting to look at it seriously, normally, which is bad, because when a misfortune happens, then that's already too late to realize that things are actually impermanent all the time, being all along the time. In the TV program that I just spoke about, there's this brother, the Tzu Chi brother. His kid got sick, and eventually his kid had passed away. But then he has to accept the fact that his kid passed away, but he decided to donate because his kid is still very young and the body is still very healthy, but the kid just passed away. because of I can't remember if it was an incident or something, but then because the kid passed away, but his body was still in good condition. So then he decided to donate all his organs to those people who need it. So he has changed and turned this whole sad incident into something positive. This is how he decides his attitude towards the impermanence that happened in his life. So our behavior and our attitude towards what actually happened in our life, it determines a lot of what the outcome is actually eventually. Anyone else would also like to share regarding today's topic?
Sister Kepi.
Hello.
Hi everyone. Yeah, what I've learned is from the video is definitely what your informant just said, that life is impermanent. We don't have like guarantees. Nothing is really guaranteed. So what I've learned is that we should make every minute count, meaning everything we do and all our plans, we should focus on our goal. I think even Master said on the video that we should always focus on our goal and stick to it. So if we have any plans, we should focus on those plans and make sure while we still have the time, we have to make every minute count. So I think that's the only thing which I learned from the video, to make everything count and always bear in mind that nothing is guaranteed. So we should just focus on our goals and all is okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Or if you have a story that happened in your life that it could be a sudden change or some impact that happened in your life, but you managed to face and accept it, you can also share with us. Anyone?
Please repeat the question.
Yes,
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, please repeat the question.
I mean, like, if you have any sudden changes or something that happened in your life that you managed to accept it, and then also with a positive attitude to manage to take in the whole incident, you can also share with us. It could be it can be anything, not even negative changes, even positive changes could also be, because it's also part of impermanence. Anyone? No?
Brother Kelvin's here. Thank you for the help. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Okay. For me, the topic impermanence is actually a reminder of most events that happen not only in my life, but I can say to people around me. Mostly, I'm used to the word impermanence being used to encourage people who are going through a lot. So at times we encourage those people that nothing stays the same. It's to push them to have hope so that tomorrow their fate might change. So I don't think we must make it decided only on current problems, but we must also make it to be decided on the good fortune that we have today. In other words, if today all your things are going well, you still have to note that nothing stays the same. Tomorrow, things might wake up going south. So what does it mean? It simply means in terms of ourselves, how we conduct ourselves, we should at all times have humbleness, have kindness, have positive approach to everything, because nothing stays the same. So you can imagine if, let's say, we carry ourselves in a manner which shows attitude, which shows too much pride, like the negative pride, if you know it. So we should be reminded that due to impermanence, nothing stays the same. Whatever that makes us to have that negative pride, that ego today, tomorrow we might wake up without that. Tomorrow we might wake up being humbled by life. So this actually tells us that at all times we must always have a balance. We must always adjust ourselves in such a manner as to be pleasing not only to others, but to ourselves. Right. And then in terms of myself, impermanence, to me, it speaks in a way that I learned that I'm no longer a boy anymore. So it means nothing stays the same due to impermanence. Like today, we see Foreman is still a boy, but due to impermanence, he will have to adjust somewhere, somehow to become a man. That's how I learned about impermanence. Because for myself now, I always have to make sure now that I don't behave in a childhood manner because I'm no longer a child anymore, like for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Brother Kevin. Anyone else would like to share? Or should we conclude for today?
Yes.
Okay. Brother, can you please lead the bow?
Let's bow. Let's bow.
Thank you very much for joining. I will see you guys next week on Friday.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.